Hi guys, it's Cindy Greenway here at HotSkillsVATraining.com and VAFormula.com, and I wanted to answer a question today via video because it's something that I was asked recently, and I kind of laughed because I realized I had never really fully explained myself. And the question was, Cindy, you talk about e-commerce all the time, but what is it exactly? And I laughed because I have been involved in e-commerce for years. I have credited e-commerce as what allowed me to really take off in business. And I offer the e-commerce specialist training program. And so my definition that you're going to hear here today is very different than what you might find on something like Wikipedia. Wikipedia will probably say something about how e-commerce is the ability to purchase items off a website or for that financial connection to happen. My definition of e-commerce includes that, but I really believe that e-commerce is the hub of an online-based business. So a business where people are looking to sell things online, they're selling programs, products, services, whatever, online, e-commerce is required in order for people to enter their credit card details and actually purchase that item. When it comes to a virtual assistant in e-commerce and providing e-commerce support to a business owner, there's much more involved, all right? E-commerce is really what you need really to know about e-commerce is the strategy. You know, anybody can figure out a shopping cart program. Anybody can learn how to click here and there. But what you need to understand is how all that clicking in that program relates to the overall strategy of the item and how that fits into the big picture of the business. Right? So it's a little bit more than that purchase now button because there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. It's a little bit more than that sign up form because again, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. If you have a client that is selling products or is offering teleclasses or is doing a live event or something like that, they're going to come to you and say, Cindy, I need your help with setting this up in the shopping cart. You need to know what questions to ask. You need to know the process of what needs to happen, of the information that needs to go, of when, all that kind of stuff. That's important stuff. And whatever your client is doing out there when it comes to building their visibility or marketing themselves to get more people to their site or to their programs and so on, that all ties into e-commerce. Because you need to develop systems so that those people get the information that they came for, that they are communicated with, and you know, your client is doing their best to build a relationship with on an ongoing basis, that they are, you know, that you are collecting money from them when they do purchase something, and that you're tracking those results, and that, you know, it all connects, you guys. So e-commerce is much more than that little buy now button. For example, if your client comes to you and says, Cindy, I'm going to do a teleclass on, you know, on May 1st, and it's $97, and can you set all the stuff up? Like, perfect. Okay, so what does that involve? Well, excuse me, not only are you going to create a product for $97, but you need to know strategically what else is going to affect this so that you can set it up in the back end. You need to know questions to ask. You need to know enough to be able to guide or provide suggestions to your client and how they can better leverage this experience or how people that are coming into the system can be taken care of. You need to create a seamless process so that when someone does come and purchases, that customer goes from that buy now button to the order form to the screen after they've successfully purchased, and that whole experience is seamless, it's professional, it's branded, it's secure, so that they feel good and confident about what they've just purchased, right? So e-commerce, you guys, is much more. It sounds maybe a little bit complicated if it's something you're not familiar with, but it isn't. It really is just about knowing kind of the full circle of how things go and then applying the technology and manipulating the technology if needed in some ways. All right, so if you're going to be working with online-based business owners and you're not really too sure exactly what you want to specialize in, then I would fully recommend that e-commerce becomes something that you get trained in and that you become familiar with and offer as a skill. And the reason I say that is because it's foundational now, right? It's a fundamental piece of an online-based business, and it's something that you need to understand. If you've decided that you want to focus on social media, or if you want to be focusing on creating blogs and so on, then having an understanding of that piece is still really important. You don't necessarily need to know how it all happens behind the scenes, but an understanding of some of the strategic pieces and so on is really important. So if you want to get the skills yourself, come and visit me at hotskillsvatraining.com/ecommerce. And that's where you're going to learn about my e-commerce specialist training program. I offer it twice a year. And it's a very comprehensive program that I'm actually really proud of it. And it gets updated all the time because not only do we go into the technology, but we talk about the concepts, we talk about the strategy, we talk about what you need to know, what you ask your clients and so on, because they don't know to tell you sometimes, right? And if you have any questions on, is this for you, or do you really need this, or so on, then feel free to post them below. Or if you prefer, you can get in touch with me at cindy@hotskillsvatraining.com. All right, guys. So that's my little definition of e-commerce and what it means to me and what it means to us virtual assistants as a whole when it comes to providing our clients with this support. All right. So signing out for now, guys. Cindy Greenway. We'll talk to you soon.